that donation bag down, honey. Today, we're taking these old jeans and giving them a makeover so dramatic, they even might need a Kleenex. I'm cutting them off at the knee, adding some cream corduroy that flares like she's late for church. And then we're throwing fringe on it, because why not? If you love DIY fashion, upcycling clothes, or watching jeans go from girl why to girl okay, you're in the right place. Let's give these jeans the Ms. Angela Sawyer Resurrection treatment. To start, we're going to grab some Taylor's chalk. And we're going to mark exactly where our knee is at so we can cut the jeans off at our knee. The knee's about right here. I'm going to mark it on both sides, but I'll make sure to cut it evenly. Okay, now I have to change into some different pants, and you can't watch that, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my jeans. I'm going to take them, button them up, zip them up, well, not to fly open, and then I'm just going to take and fold them in half so I can see my markings, and I'm going to cut and pray. I just want to make sure that they're even. Okay, and I'm just going to use this yardstick to make a straight line. I'm going to go up a little bit from my mark because I was kind of marking a little below my knee, and I want it just right at the knee, so the very top of my mark here. Draw a chalk line like we're at a crime investigation. Cutting them both at once because that's how I roll. Come on, Fiskars. You can do it. There we go. Should have used my rotary cutter, but hindsight's 20/20. I think that looks good. Nice and even. Pretty much. Hi. You can't see me putting them up to me, but I'm just putting them up to see if they came out to the knee, and they actually came out right to the knee, so that's pretty cool. I have these pair of jeans here that have a flare already on them, as you can see, and I want them to flare out like that. So I'm going to lay these pair of jeans on top of the other jeans. Now, I know these other jeans are actually too long for me, so I'm going to drop them down a little bit. We're making a pattern, by the way. I get a little ahead of myself here, but we're making a pattern. So I'm going to drop them down, and now I'm going to make my pattern. So I'm just going to use my yardstick to draw a straight line down, and we need to allow for seam allowance. So we'll come out a little bit. Draw it down. I really want these flared. Draw this one down. Put a line across that looks fairly straight. Draw a line up here. We got to allow for a hem as well, so I forgot about that. Let's raise our line a little bit higher. Let's reconnect these here. I'd rather have my pattern be too big than too small. I can always make it smaller, but I can't make it bigger. So I'm going to cut it out and make sure that it'll fit with my jeans. As we work on this pair of jeans right now, I want to pause for a quick tip that's helped me a ton with tricky fabrics. Have you ever struggled with delicate fabrics like chiffon or silk and wish someone could show you the exact steps? That's where Craftsy comes in. I've been using their classes for a while, and they really changed the way I handle sewing projects. I even took a class on sewing really thin fabrics. The instructor showed tips for stabilizing fabrics, choosing the right needles, adjusting thread tension, and getting smooth seams without puckering. It made delicate fabrics so much easier to work with. What I love is that the lessons are practical and clear. They have step-by-step instructions that save you hours of frustration. You can learn at your own pace and go back to that lesson at any time, which is perfect if you forget a step or want a refresher. Honestly, it's perfect for beginners, intermediate, or even advanced sewers looking to sharpen their skills. So if you want to improve your sewing skills, especially with delicate fabrics like this, I recommend checking out Craftsy. The classes alone made a huge difference for me. I'll leave a link below so you can see it yourself. Okay, enough talk, back to finishing these jeans. Let's see it all come together. I really can't wait to show you the final result once it's done, and Craftsy really gave me the confidence to tackle different types of fabrics, and it shows in this project. And I also want to thank Craftsy for sponsoring this video and giving me access to such useful classes, videos, and more. For the Black Friday special, go to go.craftsy.com/Miss Angela Sawyer and get the full first year of Craftsy Premium for only $1.49. This offer is valid for new members only. Okay, so now I cut out the pattern and we just need to cut out our fabric. I can hardly wait to see what these turn out like. I think they're going to be like so neat. Now we got that cut out. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Okay, so it doesn't match up exactly. That means that we're going to have to make sure when we cut our pieces that we're cutting them the right way. should have folded this in half and cut it. Okay, so now that I have my one piece cut out, I'm just going to cut out 3 more pieces and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, and the next thing we are going to do is separate our 2 pieces here. We want to make sure our pants are inside out. And we want to do right side to right side and pin it all along the top. So we're going to sew the sides after we pin the top. And as a general rule of thumb, you'll want to make sure that your sides line up. So I just go ahead and pin one, and then I flip it over and I pin the other. Okay, so we have that pinned. The next thing we need to do is sew it together. And now we will get the other side. Now if you're wondering, this button I push on my machine actually ties it off so I don't have to backstitch. That's normally you'd want to backstitch your ends. Next we're going to take the pins out and we will sew the sides together. So all you need to do is lay it out and you're just going to pin along each side here and sew. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin mine real quick here. Okay, and next we're going to sew the edges together. And one of my tricks is I like to tuck my threads underneath my sewing machine so they don't get in my way when I'm starting to sew. So hello there. Next thing we are going to do is try them on to make sure everything fits right, and then we're going to hem the bottoms and put on a little bit of trim, and I will show you the final reveal. Alright, and now we are going to pin the bottom under so we can hem them, and I like to start at one of the seams. Okay, so now we are going to sew them. Oops, if I turn the machine on. There we go. Fixes it every time. And now we are done. The last thing we need to do is put the trim around the knee, and I am so here for that. Time for the fringe. And for fringe like this, we can't just sew it on. It needs to have something as a barrier to keep it from unraveling. Now you can use fabric glue if you'd like. I'm worried about my sewing machine sewing through fabric glue. So another thing you can do is just backstitch, forward stitch, backstitch, that's a tongue twister, backstitch, forward stitch a couple times along it, and it'll seal the edges off. So that's what I'm going to do right now. If you have any tips, leave them in the comments. This is kind of what I came up with on my own. And after you've done that several times and got it caught in your machine, then you can pull it on out and get started. Give me a moment here. I'll be right back once I have a new bobbin and a new plan. Okay, and now we pin, the fun part. I like to start on the inside of the pant leg. That way if there's any mishaps, you don't see it because it's on the inside. Just let me know if you can't see. No, I'm just kidding. I'll make sure you can see what I'm doing. And then I like to start it over a little bit, and then I'm going to have the ruffly part of the trim go towards the bottom of the pant, and then the top part of the trim is what's going to be sewn to the jeans. So that's how I can separate it and know where to pin it. And I like to use a lot of pins just to make sure that the fringe stays stable. Okay, so I think you get the gist of it. I'm just going to finish pinning it all the way around and then we'll get to sewing. And by the way, I'm going to be finishing off the last edge just like I finished off the first edge. So there's your ending of it. I'll see you in a minute. And now we sew. It's a lot of fun jamming all this fabric up in here, I tell you what. Over the trim, always is cool. I'm going to start right on the seam again. The loops want to catch around part of the foot here. This is kind of my least favorite part of the project. It's just so intense. I think I need to take an anxiety medicine after this. Whoa, good thing I was done. Everything's okay, little guy, don't worry. One of the little fringes got caught up on the part of the needle that goes up and down. I hope everything's okay. Let's just tie this baby off. Get all the strings off and try them on. Hi, I'm really close. Hang on. There, much better. Now I'm not filling your whole TV screen or computer screen or whatever you're watching it on. I'm going to go ahead and try these on and show you the final reveal, and I'll be right back. Okay, and it's the final reveal that you've all been waiting for, and I'm so excited to show you because I think they turned out fantastic. Let me back up. Here they are. Aren't they cute? I just love them.
In the right place to move. In the right place for you.
So let me know in the comments, what did you think of this video? What do you think of these pants? And be sure to like, subscribe, give me a hype. This was hard work. I'm sweating. Not really, but it was a lot of fun hanging with you today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic day. And I will see you next time. Peace out.